What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Catch Up Court. I go by the name of Hines. Thank you ever so much for tuning in for another video. Another episode of the Catch Up Court podcast. And yeah, we have been recapping the Washington versus Ali and Ali trial, which, for those that may not know, they are being charged with attempted murder of their daughter, Fatima Ali. So both parents have been on trial since day one, and we have been recapping since day one. Some, like we brought out yesterday, like we discussed yesterday here, Court TV had messed up a lot in regards to the mentioning of the minors, and even when we were recapping and going through some of the footage that was played in court, you could see them on the video. So we said that they had been admonished, and today the whole entire coverage was completely different. I did my best to try and collect a lot of the testimony that I felt was really key to a lot to the witnesses that testified today, but without the full feed, it's pretty pointless. If you've watched the full feed, the feed today, it was just distracting. Like there was so many breaks, so many commentaries. I don't mind the opinions that was provided, but it would have been so much better to have the full unedited feed, so that at least I would implore you to go watch the full unedited feed. But on this particular day, it just wasn't there. But that's not gonna stop me. There was still some testimony that came out today that we're gonna go through, just to give a quick recap in regards to what has happened in the previous 5 days. On day one, we heard testimonies from the bus driver, that he basically gave testimony on how he was telling the father to let go of the daughter, how he even joined in to try and pull her off. We heard testimony from the bystander that had to get out of the car because he thought that what was going on was inhumane. Like he thought he never does before, because he has seen fights before. The bus driver gave this particular same testimony, and he just thought that he had to go in and try to help because he had her in a real chokehold, and he was the one punching him on the video. There was also testimony from his wife as well. That was on day one. Day two, there was testimony from the father of the assault victim that Ihsan Ali has the fourth degree attempted assault. Fourth degree assault on. Victor Barnes came in to testify in regards to the restraining order that he took out on the family based on Zahraa Ali, which is Fatima Ali's mom, who had previously assaulted Isaiah. They couldn't get into the details at the time, but over time, the testimony came in that she actually had put hands on Isaiah. I believe it was through Isaiah's own testimony that came in. and uh, that was day two. There was a lot of eyewitnesses testimony that day, and a lot of them all were testifying to Fatima losing her, like losing consciousness, changing a lot of colors on her face, so many things that was happening that day. They were just basically giving that giving their testimony, so that a lot of minors were understand that day. All of this is on a playlist. You can go watch. You can go watch those recaps back. As we roll back a time on that. Then the most important one, I believe, it was Fatima Ali and also Fatima Ali and also Isaiah that gave testimonies on day three. Isaiah's testimony was, in my opinion, impactful because he gave a lot of context in regards to why they were at the bus stop. A lot of people, including myself, I actually thought that they were going to school that day, but it turns out that they were actually going to a shelter that was arranged for them at the school. And today's testimony is around the process that was done, because the defense was insinuating heavily on this day that Isaiah was the one that was trying to keep everyone away, that was trying to keep Fatima away from the parents. And there was testimony to basically show that he wasn't organizing any of this, that it was actually organized by the school. We got to hear the testimonies regarding this today, but on day 5 we went through a lot of testimonies in regards to the doctors in regards to the doctors that treated Fatima. And we also and also there was police that was on the scene giving their testimony. Today is not, again, no fireworks testimony in regards to anything extra. The only thing that really came out today that I do think that was interesting was from the Lacey Police Department Sergeant Jeremy Knight. He was the second to last witness up, because so the witnesses that were on today were Dr. Joyce Gilbert, who was the pediatrician that was, I believe she was on yesterday, and she was continuing her testimony today. Elizabeth Robinson, who was the mental health high school counselor at Timberland High School, and she was looking after Fatima Ali when she came in seeking for refuge that day, and she was the one that testified to locking the whole school down. So interesting testimonies came out today. Alisha Howard was the one that was organizing the whole transfer to the place that she was meant to stay, so she came in to testify to that. And like I mentioned, Jeremy Knight, he was the one that was being called and was coordinating the transfer to this shelter, and also what to do with the Ali's household. And then the principal came in to testify in regards to the orders that was given out to Zahraa Ali in regards to trespassing at the school. So that was Celeste Watermeyer, the assistant principal. So we're gonna go through the key part. Thank you so much, Dima, for tuning in. Yes, it was absolutely annoying. Welcome to the stream. Let me just say hi to you, man. I am. Yeah. So yeah, it was very annoying to see that on court TV. I didn't think they would go that route where it was heavily edited. I mean, I can understand why they would, because of the judge's decision, but I still feel like even when they came in with the edited version, there was still parts where it was slipping, where the names were slipping out. So I have no idea why they would do that, and yet they were still making the mistakes that they were trying to circumvent. So Anyways, we move. I'll try. Let me get up this. Let me get up this stream. It should be up now. So yeah, they finally closed up the stream. So I can go into the first part of the testimony. This is Dr. Gilbert, who was the pediatrician. That's the one. She treated Fatima Ali on the 19th of October, and there was a video that she was shown that I do want to go through, because I do remember a lot of people saying that these medical testimonies seem to be pointless to all of this. But I do think that the video that she was shown in court, I don't think they showed the video again. But she testified in regards to having a seizure. In regards to having a seizure when you have been strangled, and how deadly this could be. I'm gonna go ahead and play that video. I'm just trying to get the right timestamp. And yeah, let's watch it together, because I believe that this particular testimony is very important to show the murder elements, because they have to prove substantive step. So they have to show that this person could have died. Attempted murder is actually it is a threshold. It's not a simple assault. Sorry, not simple assault. It's not a first degree assault where you kind of get the same intent element to harm the person. But at least with the first degree assault, there was harm caused and there was intent to harm. But with the murder, they have to be at least a likelihood of death, at least from what I understand reading the statute. So that's my understanding why they're putting on so many medical personnel to basically argue the pneumostinum or the diagnosis, all of those things, to give the idea that she may have lost her life based on all of this. So I believe that this testimony was really key to really meeting the elements for attempted murder. Let's watch it together.
I'm stopping the video at 0019 seconds. Dr. Gilbert, earlier, right before I paused the video, we see an individual that is lying on the ground with their left arm extended. Did you see that?
I did.
And when you observed, based on your training experience, the movement of that left arm, what did that appear was happening to that person?
That looked like a seizure of the left arm.
Okay, and what about the movement of the left arm makes you say that it looked like a seizure?
It was sustained rhythmic movement without a purpose. So the muscles of that left arm kept contracting and relaxing, but she wasn't conscious at this point in time, and she wasn't trying to do something with that arm. So it's that rhythmic motion without purpose that appears to be a seizure.
That's to me, like I think she was explaining previously, like when they were going through why a seizure would be a sign that the brain is not receiving a lot of oxygen, a lot of and the blood flow to the brain, as you know, is been blocked off. And she testified earlier that strangulation can causes that. So with this testimony, it does give the impression that she was actually on her way out. The seizure happening, she gave testimony in regards to why that's dangerous. Hopefully the jury were awake, because there was a lot of questions, a lot of foundation that was being laid to actually show, to actually get the meat, I would say, to get everyone up to speed on why, to get everyone to understand why they're showing the video to highlight that seizure. So with Fatima having that seizure, I think I mean, I really think that it's definite now for attempted murder, because if they don't get the attempted murder, is going to be definitely first degree assault. I don't know what juror would be hung on that, but I think they have met that element. And to be quite fair, if there was any juror that was holding out to say there's still no legal proof, there's still nothing like that, I do think that this testimony is enough to go forward. I so I also I think she also testified in regards to Fatima struggling to breathe when she came in to see her. Let's go watch that portion of the of her testimony.
Increase ventilation means breathing. So it's an increased throat, which is right behind the trachea.
Okay.
Yes.
And then what about hyperventilation? What is hyperventilation?
Hyper means increase, ventilation means breathing. So it's an increased rate of breathing.
Okay, and we heard that Fatima during the strangulation exam also indicated she had hyperventilation. What is the causal relationship between strangulation and hyperventilation?
So when you're strangled, when your airway is occluded, your immediate response is to try to breathe. It's a very primal instinct to stay alive and try to breathe. Fatima did this, and she described to us that she felt that it was hard to breathe and she couldn't catch her breath during this episode before she became unconscious. Once she woke up, the brain is on overdrive, telling her to continue to breathe and continue to breathe. And the hyperventilation comes from the strangulation episode, as well as from the anxiety that goes along with having your airway occluded. So even by the time she got to the hospital, she was still working hard at breathing. She was still afraid that it was not going to work well for her because of that strangulation effect. Gradually, over the time in the emergency room, her hyperventilation symptoms diminished. By the time she got to the pediatric floor, she no longer had that sensation or those symptoms.
Okay, so even though that she just testified to the fact that Fatima got to the floor and she no longer had those symptoms, the important part was, because I haven't heard testimony, and this could be me not paying attention properly. I tend to drift in and out sometimes, my attention span and all that. But I haven't heard testimony from the doctors that was treating her, whether she had been hyperventilating and all these things. This is the first time I've heard of it. So the fact that she testified to before receiving the notes and the reports from the hospital before she had provided her care to Fatima, I think this is key. I don't know if this is strategy from the prosecution to make sure that this testimony stand out. I don't. But based on that, I think that shows at least the severity of what she went through, and it could also play a big part into proving the attempted murder element. That's why I believe that they're putting on all of these medical experts. This stream is not going to be a long one. It's I'm not going to stay on too long. I'm just going to it's going to be at least 45 minutes or something like that. But I'm just going to go through the key parts of today's testimony. So if you're just tuning in right now, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're watching back on replay, don't forget to hit that like button. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below. But yeah, on cross-examination, the defense just got up there and was trying to ask so many questions to try and at least create doubt. They were asking questions in regards to Fatima being affected by the branch, whether that could cause that could cause injury. Of course, by them asking that question, that's just trying to say that maybe the dad was just holding her and not exactly choking her. And the fact it's so stupid. We have the video with the hand movements. I don't know what tree branch could cause that, but they tried to ask that question. they were also focusing on, you know, the alternate causes to her injuries. I mean, you gotta defend your client, but sometimes you just sometimes it's just ridiculous. I thought it was a it was a meaningless line of questioning that really didn't go anywhere. So all the defense had to do on redirect was just go through her injuries again. It was pretty much a very simple redirect. Then there was a whole argument in court to limit the testimony of the counselor as much as possible. Of course, she had been seeing Fatima since the whole violence in her home started. So there was she has a lot of inside knowledge. So they were trying to get her to basically testify to what she saw on that day and everything pertaining to that day, and not to go into the history with the family or all of those things, and limit it as possible. Of course, the prosecution were trying to argue that she should be allowed to testify to the fear that Fatima had when she came in to say that, you know, he was trying to kill me, etc., all those things. But they didn't. But the judge just ruled that they are only going to testify in regards to it, just to give a general testimony, basically, not go into the fear aspect of Fatima and, you know, what was going on in the school. So the counselor that did go up after this ruling was Elizabeth Robinson. She is the mental health counselor, and she just basically testified that she had set up a place for her to go and stay, and this was all done. She had basically turned up to the school at 9:30 a.m. With all her bags, etc., and Isaiah was with her when she turned up, and she also said that Fatima was attending virtual academy or something along those lines, but she was no longer at the school. So I'm suggesting that when they took her off the school, this was all the way back in day one testimony, or that she was actually taken out of the school to be homeschooled by the parents. So I'm guessing that this part of the testimony is going into that, and so that was the bulk. So that was the main intro for a testimony that she was the one sorting out the place for Fatima to go and stay. And she also testified that Fatima came in that day and told her that that the dad was trying to kill her. So there was an objection that was, I believe it was a foundation objection that was made. So so what she said wasn't allowed in earlier, but anyway, let's go and watch this.
And Fatima came in through the door at the front office.
And what, if anything, happened while you were speaking to
at the front office? I was talking to Tracy Arnold, and Fatima came in through the door of the front office and said, "He tried to kill me."
Yeah.
I can ask some additional questions.
All right, I'll sustain at this point.
Okay. And Ms. Robinson, when Fatima first came in through the front office, based on your observations of her, did she appear calm to you?
No.
Okay. And what was her demeanor like?
She was staggering, and her demeanor was scared or anxious.
Okay. And what did you observe that made you think that she was scared and anxious?
She, it was the way she was walking.
Okay. And then with regards to when she made that comment, what did her voice sound like?
She sounded really upset.
Okay. And what comment did she make when she staggered into the front office?
He tried to kill me.
Okay.
I don't know what was the point of that objection, because it was hearsay, not foundation, but the lawyer, you know, fought hard on her feet, and at least we got the overall view, the main view of what happened when Fatima was going and she was staggering. So this adds to the hyperventilation testimony that was reported to the hospital, because you don't stagger, like, you know, like, it seems to me that she had lost consciousness for a while, and yeah, when she went back to the school after the whole incident, she, you know, swerving and all that before she went to hospital. I'm guessing that would be the timeline of events. But that testimony from a third party was good, in my opinion, because it just adds to the intent part for against Ihsan Ali. So she did go on to testify that Isaiah was with them, and that she had locked the door and closed all the blinds, which means that the school was basically going into a lockdown when she was seeing Fatima. She also testified that she did not call law enforcement on cross-examination. And to me, this testimony, it does give the impression that if it was that severe, why wouldn't you call law enforcement? But on redirect, the prosecution only asked a question as to that they did inform the school resource officer who does work with law enforcement. So that basically just, you know, gives the whole overview that they did try to do something about it. And yeah, so that was the bulk of her testimony. So the next witness that went up to testify was Alisha, and she was the school resource officer that was basically handling the case when the whole issue happened. But she didn't get involved until the 21st of October due to her not being available to work on Friday. So that she also testified to serving the trespass letter by the school on the 17th of September 2024 against Fatima, who was, I believe this was the incident where Isaiah had been assaulted by Zahraa. Sorry, I'm gonna say Fatima's mom, but anyway, Fatima's mom is Zahraa Ali. This was she served this trespass letter after that whole debacle had occurred. So that was mainly the fact. That was mainly the most important part that come out of a short testimony. Cross-examination was that she didn't really turn on her body cam, so it was irrelevant or something like that, or something along those lines, that they were trying to show that it was irrelevant that way. And yeah, that was the bulk of her testimony. On redirect exam, like, nothing much really came from it. It was, yeah, nothing much came from it. The next witness was Sergeant Jeremy Knight, and he works for the Lacey Police Department. He was the one that was coordinating with CPS and Watkin County Office. This is the first time that we've actually heard CPS being mentioned in the trial. So that was very big, because I don't think for a second that this jury is sitting there thinking all of this extra testimony about assault on a boyfriend, restraining order on the mom, these things happening in school way before the incident, and they can't go into what happened. They can't go into all these things. I won't be surprised if the jury are thinking, what is actually going on in the background, and why am I not hearing this? Is it that bad for him? So if they're thinking that, this testimony right here would completely destroy that, because for the prosecution to even bring up this this witness and not even ask anything about CPS or anything like that, and he's the one that said that he was coordinating with CPS. I mean, you might say it makes sense for this occasion to coordinate with CPS because she had violated an order and she had just strangled her mom. So that would be, common sense to do that. But I think that might be enough to at least say, yo, if CPS is involved, there might be a likelihood that something had happened previously simply because of the fact that the mother has a restraining order. So the decision to charge both of them together, it could work. It could work out. It could really work out. Because both lawyers have been doing their own cross-examination. I've never seen, two defendants in one trial. It's usually split, but this is where I think it might look bad on both of them. And the intent, at least the intent part, or at least the reason why he would go ahead and get a daughter that is outside disciplinary reasons is highlighted here, in my opinion. So Jeremy Knight was the person that was coordinating with CPS and Whatcom County Sheriff Office regarding the custody transfer of Fatima Ali to the safe location that they had planned for her. He also testified that he had set up an alert with the county that if the Alis were to get on a plane or anything like that, that they should be alerted. Again, we heard testimony from Fatima that they had a vacation plan that she did not want to go to. There's previous calls. We said it we said it here on previous streams that there were calls to CPS that was made previously that the prosecution could not go into, but that testimony coming in regards to there being alerts being requested in case the Alis go by air, by sea, air, or crossing a border, that they should be alerted. I personally think that could play a part in the jury's mind, because they could think, wait, are they doing that because she had a trip planned to Iraq? What is going on here that they couldn't even do anything like they couldn't even do anything like that? Like, this is attempted murder. So are they trying to basically say that this guy is a flight risk or something like that? So that test, like, I thought that testimony was, in my opinion, damaging in its own unique way. And on cross-examination, he like something, I didn't expect this to come out on cross. We are going to go check it out, but I didn't expect this testimony to basically come out on cross. Let's go watch.
Or something, correct?
Correct.
And the person puts it in, that information is then generated, and then that is communicated to you, correct?
In essence.
Okay. And you don't know, do you know how she got there, by land, air, or sea?
Got where?
Or how the alert was prompted?
That was an attempted border crossing by land.
And how did you get that information?
From more than one federal partner.
And so, is that a person called you, emailed you? How was that information
I
conveyed?
received at least one phone call and I believe an email.
Okay. And the email was from a person?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further. Thank you.
I don't know why you would go into this testimony, because he just basically testified that Zahraa Ali had crossed the border to the country of Canada, and she was basically that there was an alert, and I'm assuming there was more follow up that she can't do that, that she has to stay into the country. So I don't know why they will get this testimony in on cross-examination. I don't even know what he was trying to achieve by going through this route, considering that this witness is an independent witness. So my mind was blown. I don't get it. I don't get the defense strategy in this case at all. So yeah, let me say hi to the chat. Dima says, I felt the doctor's testimony was valuable. I feel like people may think because it's a family issue, it's less criminal. Defense is playing on that. Yeah, of course. There is no way that I think if they only called it Oran gynecologist, I've done that. I could not say it yesterday, so it's not gonna happen today. But if they only called him and Dr. Young Kim and Joyce Gilbert, if they only called both these doctors to come and testify, I think that would have been enough, because it was just straight facts being laid out, and they explained everything that was happening in her treatment. I know they had to call Miss Rivas because she had also treated Fatima but I think that was probably the only witness that they could have gone without. They could have definitely gone without. But I do think that Dr. Joyce Gilbert was definitely enough to basically say no, that this was a lot more serious. And even with the rebuttal witness that they brought in on day 5, I think it was, or day 4, one of the two. But even with that rebuttal witness that they brought in to say that there was no lasting damage due to all of this, I think that whole testimony is now gone out of the window, because the girl was seizing on the scene. Like you could notice the seizure, and the arm was highlighted. I don't think anyone had seen that arm before until now to show that she was seizing. That means she could have literally lost her life at that point. They could not tear the man. Tamara BA says they could not tear the man off her. I mean, come on. Thank you so much for tuning in, Tamara. I appreciate you. Hey, Trial Channel, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you for tuning in. This is what I was thinking today too. Yeah, like the fact that you even see the man getting punched in the back of his head, like he was getting pummeled with great aggression, and that didn't even get her off her. So I don't know what the defense are trying to argue in terms of discipline. I know they have to defend their client, but it just doesn't make sense how you would discipline someone like this. And people are trying to get you off. At least when the cameras were rolling, you would at least say, let's go back home or something like that. But let's go back home so that I can beat your ass there or something like that. But that didn't even happen. So in what realm is this discipline? Because that has been the entire defense strategy. So the last witness up that was up was Celeste Waltermeyer. She was the assistant principal. She only gave testimony to the whole lockdown that was done on the school. She also testified to seeing the footage of the incidents that happened with Isaiah that basically got her the trespass letter that was issued the very next day. She saw it on the 16th of September 2024, and she also testified that Zahraa Ali never indicated that she didn't understand the order, because the defense were trying to argue that Zahraa couldn't speak English, so the orders that she was given, this argument goes back to day one with the person that even issued the restraining order from Victor Barnes, Isaiah's dad. Even then, they were arguing that she could not speak English, so she could not understand what the order was trying to say. It's a weak argument, in my opinion, but it's an argument that's there to be made. So that's what the defense were basically trying trying to argue that she couldn't understand these orders that she was given, so she was not in violation, and she always cooperated. So, so that was mainly the bulk of the testimony. That was the entire, people that came in today. I think 4 witnesses came in today to testify, and I really believe that the best witness out of all of them was Dr. Joyce Gilbert. And like the hyperventilation testimony was really key, simply because she knows what that is, and she received that report from the hospital. So it wasn't self-report. It was something that they could observe themselves. And I think right here they are cooked. The defense is cooked. I do really believe that they are gonna get a guilty. I believe that he is gonna get guilty, definitely on first degree. Second degree attempted murder. First degree assault. First degree assault. Second degree attempted murder. I understand how hard it would be to prove that, but I think the intent has been established today, if not by the eyewitnesses that all said that her face was turning purple, changing colors. It should have done it today, but definitely the mom is not gonna get. I don't think so. I just don't think. I don't know if the jury are going to separate it. I'm gonna wait for the jury instructions. Apparently the prosecution is going to rest tomorrow, so I'm gonna wait for the jury instructions to see what is said on the charges and how to decide. Because with both defendants, you might be tempted to say, well, is it both of them that I have to decide are guilty, or is it just one, or is it split? So I want to see how it's all separated. I want to see what charges are being considered, because we know that there's attempted kidnapping here. We went through that yesterday. There was, so I don't know if that's still part of it. I even saw on the Court TV whole feed that I think, what did they put? Imprisonment. I think it was imprisonment, and I've never seen that charge. We went through the whole charges from the jail, and I've never seen imprisonment. So to be honest, anything that I see on Court TV, I take it with a pinch of salt. The only thing that I've seen them get right is the whole Raul Valle self-defense thing, because I saw them say that Raul Valle might go up and testify because in self-defense, and they've been saying that from day one, and he did do that. So, but I never thought he would actually go up and testify in that trial. Let me go to the chat before I close this off. Tamara AB says the daughter was there with her and speaks English. Some police camo, please. Yeah, stupidest, baseless argument. I just don't. I don't get it. But yeah, she is cooked. She is cooked like grilled chicken. Yeah. No. I definitely agree with you. The mom's charges that she's definitely going to get is 100% She's definitely going to get the violation of the restraining order. She might get the assault part. I'm not sure if she has. I think she has second degree assault or something like that with her charge. I'm not too sure. I think she has something like that, but we have to wait until jury instructions are read and the final instructions go in for the judge to read to the jury. We have to wait for that. So we shall see. So that's I hate the fact that this case is coming to an end. I'm not gonna lie. But nonetheless, it's been interesting, really. Court Trial says Court TV is on my shit list. They do good things like putting the timestamps on their videos, but if I'll be honest, I'll just stay on Law and Crime or the local channels that record their trials. So I'm not a big fan. I don't even watch for their presenters, if I'm being honest. The last time I did that was by complete accident, and that was to see what I think it was when Nurse Kim went on. No, not Nurse Kim. It was Julie Grant's. I wanted to see what the fuss was about and why people didn't like her, and she was hosting the pre-trial or something like that with the Karen Reed trial, and I was like, I'm never tuning, I'm never ever tuning into this host ever again, and I just haven't watched court TV outside of when Nurse Kim went on to go and Nurse Kim and the pre-trial went on to go and give their opinions on the Karen Reed case, but I just can't be arsed with them. I do appreciate their efforts though to bring a trial, so I respect them for that. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you every one of you for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully the stream tomorrow on Court TV is gonna be completely different and is going to be at least watchable. In my opinion, I was putting my hair out, just just trying to follow along. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we know what's going on. I think they're going to finish the testimony of the principal. I'm not sure if they have any more witnesses to present after this, because there was talk that the prosecution are going to end their case tomorrow. They're going to rest their case tomorrow. I don't know if defense are going to put on any witnesses to testify. I doubt it, because they have already put on one witness, and that was the doctor that we went through on day 4, I believe. I don't know if the parents are going to take the stand to testify. I wouldn't see why the mom might, because of the whole violation of restraining order. Sorry about that. The mom might, because of the whole violation of the restraining order. The whole I don't think they're going to bother. I really don't think they're going to testify. So all of this could end tomorrow. All of this could go to the jury tomorrow, and yeah, when that happens, we are going to bring the coverage for the recap. I also do have a interview lined up for when this verdict has been reached. I'm going to be talking with, you guys might not know who this person is, but he goes by the name of Tony DeWitt. He has been covering. His channel is JD, a lawyer explains, and he has been covering the Karen Reed case, the Royal Valley case, and this case as well. So I'm over the moon for the talk that we're going to have on here. So yeah, it's just that we just have to wait for the verdict to come out, and then we will set it up. But definitely we'll be talking about these cases, and we'll be talking about especially the attempted honor killing that's been going on here, and get his insights, get his legal perspective. I have so many legal questions to ask him in regards to how this whole thing is handled, how a honor killing is usually handled in court, so hopefully he can answer my geeky, legal questions. So yeah. Trial Channel says no way. Yeah. He's a good dude. He said that he would love to come on. So it's just, we just have to wait for the verdict to come on. So I will definitely announce that in the community tab or community area of the channel. So make sure you keep an eye out on that for when that happens. If you're watching this back on replay, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can be alerted for whenever we put out a new video, go live, or and don't forget to definitely hit that like button. It goes a long way. I hate asking. I know it's a lot, but it really does help with the algorithm. Consider also becoming a member. I will be doing a lot of exclusives for the top tier members. I'll be launching the Ketchup Cult membership soon, since I am apparently now a cultist. Someone, just because I believe in rule in prosecutors following rule 14 of the pertaining to Brady violations. I'm now a cult member, so let's get a cult started, so that you can be part of this kumbaya, whatever, I don't know, whatever cult, however people in cults run their OBS. So but anyway, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Tamara, for tuning in, and the trial channel, and DMart. Thank you ever so much. And the lurkers out there, you've tuned in too. I see you. Next time, say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Have a great night. I'll see everyone on tomorrow's stream for day 7 recap. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Ketchup Court podcast. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more legal cases that we cover on this channel. We do nothing but cover legal cases and true crime on here. You can also check out our playlist that we have of all of our content. They're all available in the playlist option. Make sure you go check that out. So make sure that you hurry back and catch up with us. See you on the next one. Bye for now.